Replacing human writing with AI is going horribly wrong. Not because AI is bad, but because most people don't know how to get it to sound like a human. I've been writing professionally for years, and when ChatGPT launched, I watched lots of copywriters lose their jobs. But the ones who survived figured out something critical. That is how to use AI to become a superhuman performer. So today, I'm going to break down 5 rules for working with AI that will separate you from 99% of writers who are failing to make money right now. First up is the most controversial thing I'm going to tell you because it goes against everything you've been taught about protecting your intellectual property. Stop hiding your work from AI. I put my entire book manuscript right into Claude, all of it. And when I tell other writers this, they look at me like I have lost my mind. Oh no, now Claude's gonna steal that. No, here's the thing. Claude literally owes me $6,000 from that class action lawsuit. They've already been caught stealing content. So yes, I am aware of the risk. But I wanted the benefit of having Claude think with me on my manuscript more than I wanted to keep it private. I used Claude to outline the book. I'd upload context about my target reader, what they believe, what I wanted to persuade them of, and then I would have Claude interview me one question at a time to develop the structure. Look, we all tried protecting our intellectual property, but AI is here. It's happening whether we like it or not. And the writers who are winning right now aren't the ones who are like hiding their work in locked folders. They're the ones who said, AI is here to party, let's party. This is about choosing between theoretical risk and actual benefit. Yes, there is a chance your work could be used in training data, but there's a guarantee that keeping your work away from AI means you're actually missing out on a thinking partner that can make your writing just exponentially better. The risk of staying mediocre is much higher to me than the risk of AI stealing your work. Treat AI like a trusted collaborator. So in a Claude project, upload context, research. Don't be reckless with confidential client information, but stop protecting your own work from the tool that can make it great. Rule number 2 is this: fire your research team. I used to log into Deep Dive, which is a database of peer-reviewed journals, and I would search for these studies to back up my copy. Then I would hire 2 people to read through the articles and compile spreadsheets with key findings and citations. This took days, sometimes weeks, and it cost real money. I was paying 2 people to be my research assistants. And let's be honest, this wasn't exactly thrilling work for them. They were smart, capable people spending hours doing tedious data entry and citation formatting. But now I use Consensus GPT or ChatGPT's deep research. I ask it to find peer-reviewed research on a topic and it gives me findings with citations in minutes. What used to take my team days now takes me 30 seconds. But AI didn't replace those team members. It just freed them up to do more exciting work. This is the perfect example of AI doing the 75% of your work that's tedious, that's time-consuming, and that doesn't require your unique creative brain. Research is important, but gathering research is not where your value lives. Interpreting it, applying it, weaving it into your argument, that's where you matter. The writers who are still manually slogging through research the old way are spending hours on work that AI can do faster and better. Meanwhile, the writers who've adopted these tools have freed up days to actually think about what the research means and how to use it strategically. Use Consensus GPT for academic research and peer-reviewed studies, and use ChatGPT's deep research for comprehensive topic analysis. Let AI find and organize sources, then you evaluate which findings matter and how to use them strategically. And when you're ready to write, Claude is hands down the best. No other tool compares. Rule number 3 is to make AI your harshest critic. Here's how I use AI to help me write. I open Claude, I start a new project, and I just upload everything. The brief, the copy I wrote, research file, survey responses, the persona, our message matrix, everything. Then I asked Claude to read the files and play devil's advocate. Not to compliment my work, but to tear it apart line by line. I tell it to become my target persona and challenge every message. Give me the objections this person would have. Now, I did this for my book's intro chapter. I gave Claude the context and then said, you are this persona. Challenge the points I'm making and the arguments I'm making in this opening chapter. And Claude did it so well that I literally told him, stop. Never mind, you are really tearing this chapter apart. But I went back and rewrote sections based on what Claude caught. That showed me where my argument just needed to be stronger. Most people are outsourcing the thinking, but when you use AI to challenge you, to question you, to poke holes in your logic, you're forcing yourself to think harder, not to think less. And we've never been able to do this before. Writing used to be this isolated thing, where you'd sit at your desk and you'd beat your head against the monitor or the notepad, just brute forcing your way through. And now you can have a thinking partner that knows your audience, understands your goal, and will tell you exactly where your copy, your message falls flat. Before finalizing any writing, upload it to Claude with context about your audience and goals. Ask Claude to become that person and to challenge your work. For emails, have Claude identify objections. For pitches, have Claude poke holes in your argument. Use AI to think harder, not to write faster. Rule number 4 completely reframes what your actual job is as a writer in the age of AI. I call it the 75-50 rule. When ChatGPT came out in November 2022, everybody lost their minds. Suddenly, everyone knew what a copywriter was and that we were about to be replaced. And for the first 2 years, copywriters lost their jobs. Teams believed they could use ChatGPT or Claude to replace their writers. And in some cases, they were right. Some copywriters were just making things sound good without understanding that the job of the copywriter is to get people to say yes. But now, businesses are returning to copywriters because AI can do about 75% of the average writer's work. Research, first drafts, formatting, grunt work. But that leaves the 25% that AI can't touch. Strategy, creative thinking, big ideas, interviewing customers, really listening to what they say and how they say it. This is what makes AI your creative amplifier instead of your replacement. When AI takes that 75% of boring work off your plate, you are freed up to work on the best parts. But here's the real hack. You shouldn't do the 25% the way you used to. You should do that 25% twice as well, hence the 75-50 rule. That turns you into a 125% performer. You're not doing less work, you're doing better work. Your performance goes up because you're finally able to focus on what actually moves the needle. Let AI handle research, outlines, drafts, structure. That's the 75%. You bring strategy, angle, voice, emotional pull, specific stories. That's the 50%. Don't feel guilty. You're being strategic, not lazy. And this is how you become irreplaceable. Now you know how to use AI to write better than 99% of writers, but you might be losing time because you're chasing original ideas. The truth is, original ideas don't matter anymore. So, if you want to know what works instead, watch this video next.